I am Zach, and today I am reviewing the erotic drama Pleasure.
Do you know what you're here for?
Yes.
I want you to look at the camera, always.
Do you have any no's, do's or don'ts?
Det är ditt liv, Linnea. Det är du som styr.
Well, what's the synopsis? It is about a young woman from a small Swedish town who moves to Los Angeles to become a porn star. And that's pretty much the sum of it. Simplistic, but there's more to it. Of course there is. First of all, I wouldn't say this was a pleasure to watch.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
It is an extremely raw, blisteringly assaultive experience.
It's fucking raw! It's fucking raw!
It's heady, erotic, sensual, but seedy. You feel almost dirty to be partaking in this viewing experience. I mean, I think a lot of people feel that while watching porn. It's of the male gaze, the male eye. It's a male-dominated venture. And what's interesting for me is this director, Ninja. She's female, and from a feministic background, she completely changed her worldview on what porn is and basically rediscovered the potential in it, the dynamics and the broader connotations behind the porn industry. All of the power on screen is from the cast. They're just captivating, whether they're actors or from the real porn world and industry. There's this horrible stickiness, this seedy, wrong, communal experience, but overall, there are vignettes of empowering, dynamic motions for characters. Though they're fragile, vulnerable, bone china, through their cracks and fissures, they continue to create their own glue. It's almost like symbolically they're using the cum that they're spitting into their fingers to piece themselves back together. It is an extremely fascinating, bold, feministic as fuck, in the best of ways, film. A real dynamic and honest movie. I don't think there's much dishonesty here. It could have been an easily anarchic, perhaps even misjudged feministic movie where the director and writers and all involved are trying to tell one side of the story. Porn is bad. They were quite mutual. They were quite set on showing a multitude of angles, a multitude of avenues and pathways, and different ventures and different vignettes and different sequences and experiences and different porno genres and niches, and through these there's a growth of the character or de-evolution of the character. It's very ingeniously written. It doesn't truly wash over you until you've viewed it in its full length. For me, Sophia Kapp gave this movie her everything. Aside from the nudity and the expose, there's a rawness, there's a vulnerability. Though she's playing a character, she feels so fucking real, and I feel she's put a lot of herself on that screen. Obviously, the conversation this movie opens up spreads harshly, like the fucking porno director's demand, spread her open. It isn't a new one, but it's one done in a visually beautiful and erotically frenzied manner. By the capturing of the world of LA, the depiction is fetishized, but filmically, not disingenuously, not to titillate, but to broaden the commentary and the themes, the narrative, the worldview, the perspectives, the different avenues of contemplation. It's full of colour, cum, hard cuts, and exposed vaginas and souls. What is the beating heart is the relationship between Bella Cherry, played by Sophia, and her friend Joy, played by the scene-stealing Ravika Ann Rustle. Rustle? I'm so sorry if I've mispronounced your name. When they're on screen, this is the heart of the film. This is the meaning, the infrastructure of the porn and the brutality and the varying emotions. That's not what it's about. It's the loss of oneself, their true self, through this push and greed to pre-configure her life into something. She wants to get away from the insanity of Sweden. She comes to LA and finds the insanity of LA amplified. And there's a very touching scene where her mother says, everywhere you're going to be facing hardships, and you just have to get used to working with idiots. And this is an industry that she's welcomed herself into, demanding that she be taken seriously, that she's got everything over everyone else. Whereas, she's her only fan. She's, of course, hyping herself up. But in this industry, you're going to be faced against idiots friends, foes, and enemies. And there's a very powerful scene at the end where she basically revenge fucks another porn star who humiliates her. A very strong, demanding scene that says more in its execution and its silence than anything else. Bella in the film quite early refers to her housemates and fellow porn star aspirers and colleagues and workers as bitchy and potentially backstabbing and judgmental, when in actual fact the film shows the blooming girlhood, a bond, a power of reinforced aspirations and goals, which shows a real unity and bond between the lot of them, a beautiful friendship, a real friendship, a friendship that she didn't really... a friendship that she obviously lacked in Sweden. It's within this shield that is built out of each other and their own takes and experiences. Bella soon personified that of which she had predicted, not for herself, but for those around her, those she perceived below her. This negative side and anger was meant to be personified in them, not her. She wouldn't lose herself, but she ultimately does. In many senses, the movie is provocative, but never in any titillating way. And when it is for titillation's sake, it's done deliberately, masterfully, in the way it's handled, the camera, the cinematography, the score. Switching between the pornographer's and audience's advantage and Bella's own is disorientating and extremely evocative and personal. The front being filmed, the facade, the fakery, in the movie's real time, flitted between the fake and the real and of her experiences, the macro gestures and expressions that Sophia Kapp displays. It's just beautiful acting. The movie, it treads a delicate line between glamour, perspective, and falling foul to being dishonest in its representation. Point being, porn insiders and providers are part of this film's reality. The movie speaks less of the corrosive male-dominated environment, though it is a mainstay and main part of the porn industry. It's more about the personal effect, about the personal, beyond youth, faith, image, societal place, and a cry for recognition, and the creating of a porn brand. It's about sacrifice, the pull and tug of one's own conscience and deep desires. It is a great movie, but it's not easy viewing. The real standout for me are the actors, the execution, the edit, the direction. Overall, it's beautiful, but what really stands out texturally is Sophie Winkvist-Loggins' beautiful colours and cinematography. It provides a glorious palette and texture to the picture that makes it stand out from any other movie that tries to cater to the let's talk about porn. Yes, I highly recommend you watch it. I give it 4 stars. It's tough viewing, but it's worth it.
And when you really want something, you can do anything.
I'm here to be the next big porn star.
Fucking roll!